Alright, so DC's new show Lanterns is shaping up to be one of the most hyped projects from their new lineup. And honestly, that says a lot when you think about the buzz surrounding Supergirl and how stunning the Superman trailer actually looks. So quick recap for anybody unfamiliar, Green Lanterns are basically intergalactic cops with magical rings that can create anything that they can imagine. They use these rings to serve justice and keep the universe in check. The show is part of DC Studios' Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters slate, and it's got Kyle Chandler playing Hal Jordan and Aaron Pierre as John Stewart. So in a small town that's suddenly dealing with super powerful chaos, actress Puna has been casted as this no-nonsense sheriff in town, and when speaking at Sundance, she had this to say about the show.
This is the first script that I've read that I understand why there's an NDA. You know what I mean? Like I was like, everything is like so insane. I will say the weirdest story by I'm not gonna tell the story, it's so weird. But it is the best writing that I have ever read.
Now, whether that's genuine praise or, she's just hyping it up because she's in it, and obviously she wants to be casted again for future roles somewhere else. And she also says, like pretty much right after, that she doesn't know anything about sci-fi and she's not really into sci-fi in that way. But not necessarily a red flag. If somebody isn't into a particular genre but can still enjoy it, I'll take that as a good thing. I think they're going to bring their A game, especially with HBO backing it, and they've probably got like a solid budget. We're talking Game of Thrones level budget. It's being pitched as this detective story, kind of like the True Detective series. The plot follows John Stewart, a rookie lantern, and Hal Jordan, the seasoned Poirot, as they investigate a dark murder mystery in small town America. Of course, this local case does have ties into bigger intergalactic storylines that will be playing out throughout the DC universe and other movies and other TV shows. Oh, and here's a big one. They've confirmed the actor who will be playing Sinestro as the villain. For those who don't know, Sinestro is a major character in the Green Lantern world. He started as a member of the Green Lantern Corps, but got kicked out for abusing his power. He's in at least one of the other movies with Ryan Reynolds and probably a ton of the animated stuff. Now, he's described as ruthless but super charismatic and has this obsessive relationship with his former mentee, who just happens to be Hal Jordan. He's being played by Ulrich Thompson, who you might know from Banshee or The Blacklist. Either way, this guy can definitely bring the sinister vibe needed for the character Sinestro, if only based on his Banshee portrayal. If you've seen the show, you probably know what I'm talking about. Now, this series has been a long time coming. Back in 2019, they announced a Green Lantern series from, I believe it was Greg Berlanti, I believe is how you say his name, but it got scrapped in favor of this new version by James Gunn and Peter Safran. So James Gunn describes it as a terrestrial-based mystery that ties into the larger DC universe. So this isn't a standalone, I guess. It's being used to lay the groundwork for a bigger DCU story. From what I understand, though, this started with Creature Commandos, which is an animated series premiered in December 5th of last year. Then we've got Superman, which will be the first live action following this new course that they're taking. Then we got Supergirl, a Clayface movie, a Batman movie, and a bunch of other things that they've got in the pipeline. They've then got TV shows too, stuff like The Lanterns that we're talking about right now, Peacemaker, and a bunch of other stuff as well in that pipeline. So they've got big plans, and honestly, hopefully it doesn't spiral into the mess Marvel and Disney are kind of dealing with right now. Hopefully we can get some good, consistent superhero movies that are fun to watch and make sense. Now, I'm not a big superhero fan, DC, Marvel, whatever, everything in between and around, but I've watched my fair share. I'll definitely give this one a shot, at least the first season. If they plan on making more seasons, we'll see. I like the whole detective superhero angle, and I'm a big fan of Aaron Pierre. People have said and had their opinions about him playing John Stewart, which you can watch my video on that. I'll put a link at the ending of this one. But honestly, I think the guy is talented and he can definitely nail it. And his role as Rebel Ridge really kind of sells the idea of what I imagine his Jon Stewart character will kind of be like. So he definitely has the chops for it. That all being said, I do have one gripe though. I've always found the Green Lantern concept kind of boring, kind of hit or miss. Like, I like the idea. They have these rings that let them imagine anything and everything. That's awesome. But the thing they create are so basic. I get it if they're new and haven't tapped into the ring's full potential yet, but for someone who's traveled through galaxies, alternate realities, and all that's like superhero-like stuff, you'd think they'd come up with more creative stuff. Like, even just the idea of giving it to like a creative writer and seeing what they actually imagine versus what I've currently seen been imagined. Now, hopefully the show dives into this a little bit more and gives us some really cool, inventive uses of their powers. I'm hoping for that. But anyways, fingers crossed that this turns out great. That's it for now though. Like, comment, subscribe, share this out, and until next time, what are you hoping for in this Green Lantern series?